and shadows fall, I'll be beside you whenever you call. When worries weigh heavy and fears take flight, I'll be your strength, guiding through the night. And when the days are dark and heavy on your heart, I'll be the voice to guide you through the dim. Strong walls may crumble, but within you've got the spark. Just turn the key, let light dissolve the grim. Did you think you were alone in your feelings? Strike a match, let your inner strength be seen. Welcome to all things serious. In the depths of your despair, where demons roam, I'll be the hand to hold. You're never alone. When storms rage fierce and winds blow strong, I'll be the shelter in your soul where you belong. Welcome to all things serious.
Hello, hello, hello. So we got Jenny from the block, Sue is me, Funky Jasunky, Sweet Misery, DJ Roadknocks. How's everybody doing today? I hope we're all doing well. I just woke up. I had a late night last night. Jesse Cat, thank you. So today's live is about relationships and mental health. And what I mean by relationships and mental health is we all know there's a lot of men out there that don't like to talk about their significant other, about what they're going through. And I'm going to explain why. I saw a video, this video right here, and I'm going to screen share it. And I wonder if you know who this guy is. He inspires me a lot to do what I do.
When the man opens up, when he really opens up, don't you use what he said when he was open to prove a point when you want to win an argument. You will never hear the full story from us ever again. And we'll start say stuff like this. How are you? Good. I ain't good, but I just ain't telling you. If I tell you something in a moment of vulnerability and you use it against me in an argument, you can forget me talking to you forever. And you keep talking about he quiet, he shut down, he's in this man cave, he won't open up, because when he did open up, you shut the door on him.
So there's a lot of men that the reason why they don't talk about what they've been through is because of past relationships. It's been used as a weapon against them. And that's the reason why I'm trying to fight for men to be more open. Yes, in the past, somebody might have done you dirty, but not everybody's the same. Not everybody is the same. Every single person is different. Because one person did you dirty doesn't mean the next person's the same way. You know, relationships are very hard. They are, Jesse Cat. Relationships are very hard. But one thing that's a problem in relationships is a lot of them lack communication. A lot of them lack respect for each other. Give me just a moment. Let me pause real quick. All right, I'm back. I apologize. I had to get somebody to turn the TV down so I can focus on what I'm talking about. Relationships. You know, I have been single for 6 years and it's been by choice. Now I have a girlfriend. And the biggest thing I lack is communication because I'm afraid. I'm afraid to communicate. So I don't very, when it comes to personal things, I don't really talk. When it comes to mental health, I could talk about it all day. But when it comes to really deep personal things in a relationship, I'm not an open book. I'm very silent about certain things. And that's where I'm struggling right now. What's going on, Jackie, NorCal Jim, Angels Lies to Keep Control, Funky Jasunky, Brad a Little Me. So when we're in a relationship, communication, respect, honesty, those are key components. Key when it comes to somebody struggling with a mental health issue. Those are key components. Okay? And that's where some of us lack is in the honesty department when we're struggling with something. Because somebody has used what we've said as a weapon against us. Am I making any sense? Because I've had certain things that I have said to my significant other, and it was used against me. It was weaponized and used against me. And not even just used against me, but talked about behind my back. What's going on, Nicole? So, for all members, before I continue on, for all members of All Things Serious, for those who are part of All Things Serious, I did a members only live yesterday. So if you weren't here, go back and check the members only live, or go to the members only community post. I posted a discount code for all members. So if you aren't a member, and if you are a member, go to the community post I posted for members only. So, there's several things when it comes to relationships, several key components. One thing is when you tell somebody you love them, when you say that means you're going to respect them, you're going to be honest with them, you're going to communicate with them, you're going to be faithful to them. And that's what love is. It's not it's not 3 words you use when you say I love you. It's I trust you, I respect you, I will be honest with you, I will communicate with you. And there's more to it. It keeps going on and on. But those are key components, is being honest with each other, communication. And if your significant other is struggling, male or female, with something mentally. It doesn't matter if it's bipolar disorder, if it's depression, if it's anxiety. Something happened and they're afraid to talk about it because so I get where you're coming from, NorCal, but what I'm talking about is relationships, like your significant other. I'm not talking about YouTube. But I do love everybody. You know what I'm saying? I do. Now, there might be people I don't like, but one thing I don't do is hate. But just because I love you doesn't mean I'm going to tell you my whole life story. It doesn't mean I'm going to take you to bed just because I love you. There's a difference between I love you and I love you. There's a difference between love and in love. Those things are different. You can love your brother, you can love your cousin, you can love your mother, you can love your sister, but your significant other, you're in love with your partner. You ain't in love with your mama, you ain't in love with your brother, you ain't in love with your sister. Yes. So you met your wife in 1999, and that's when you fell in love. That's in love. You are in love with your wife. So, as I was saying, you got to be in love with yourself too. Yes, and that's another thing. That's why it took me a while to settle down with somebody, is because if you can't love yourself, you can't love anybody else. If you can't love yourself, you can't love anybody else. So if you're not in love with yourself, how can you love somebody else? So you're telling me you don't love yourself, Jennifer? But that's not healthy, Jennifer. It's not healthy. I have seen many relationships fall apart because individuals do not love themselves or care about themselves. They're more worried about somebody else than they are about their own well-being. That's not healthy for a relationship. If I'm mentally in a good place, then I'm good. You know what I'm saying? If I'm mentally in a good place, and then I know I can take care of the person I love. But if you're not mentally in a good place, then how can you take care of the person you love? Just asking, Jennifer. Just asking. I love conversating. Okay. See, I love myself more than I love other people because I got to put myself first. Okay? I have to put myself first. If I don't put myself first, how can I take care of anybody else? If I don't put my needs first, how can I take care of somebody else? I woke up, looked at the time, and I had to go live. I woke up, I went to bed late last night, woke up 3 hours early, made a bunch of phone calls, scheduled my live, went right back to sleep. And then just woke up a few minutes ago and I'm like, relationships and mental health. Relationships and mental health. And I'm like, yeah, I got this video to share. I have this video. And in this video, it talks about when men open up and the woman uses what that man said as a weapon. And then they wonder why when women come up to us and ask us how we doing and all we say is good, okay, is because what we have said has been used against us. If that makes any sense. Welcome in, Lisa. How you doing? So, and this is my biggest thing is communication. Communication is very important. Correct. It's not about vanity. I agree with that statement. Falling in love with yourself isn't about vanity. It's about embracing your own worth, celebrating your uniqueness, and nurturing the relationship that will last a life. Your relationship with yourself will last a lifetime. So it's not just men and women that have just men it's happened to. Men will weaponize certain things against women. So I don't think Michael Selby loved himself way too much. I don't think Michael and Chris Watts loved themselves enough. Okay? I don't think they loved themselves enough. Psychopaths don't love themselves. Just saying. And I don't want to get on to JP Miller. I don't want to talk about that because we don't talk about religion here. We don't talk about politics. None of that here. I'm just talking about relationships and mental health. So NorCal Jim says, I married an extremely strong woman and we've had challenges with gender norms while trying to raise the kids and our businesses. That can be difficult when you have children and businesses to worry about. That can be difficult. But creating time for the children is very important, just like time for your business. So that's amazing. So I'll say one thing on JP Miller, okay? I'll say one thing on JP Miller, okay? And then I'm going to end the subject on that. If JP Miller put one thing before him as he's supposed to, he wouldn't have done what he did. If he would have put his religious beliefs before him, he wouldn't have done what he did. But because he didn't do that and he was self-centered, he didn't care about anybody else. All he cared about was, I'm not even going to go anymore. But I'm not trying to make you feel like an idiot, Jennifer, and I apologize if I am. I'm sorry if I am. I'm not trying to. I didn't realize it. You're not an idiot, Jennifer. You're not an idiot. Don't go, Jennifer. I think she already left. I'm going to have to apologize to her tomorrow since she's already gone. That's what I'll have to do tomorrow is apologize to her because I ain't trying to make anybody feel like an idiot. That's the least thing I'm trying to do, especially members and mods of my community. That's the least thing I'm trying to do is not make anybody feel like an idiot. It's just that I really think everybody's belief system is different. Everybody and what they believe in is different, and I'm just expressing my beliefs and my thoughts on relationships and mental health. Every person is different. I'm not talking about, basic relationships. I'm talking about people who struggle with depression. Okay. I'm not talking about, two people who don't struggle with mental health issues. I'm talking about one person who struggles with mental health issues and the other person doesn't. Because they're in touch with their emotions. They know how to regulate themselves. They know how to communicate. They know how to handle situations. You got some people who don't know, that are not in touch with their emotions, so they don't know how to communicate, so they don't know how to handle their emotions or regulate their emotions. And those are the people I'm talking about. Okay? Because, and it's mainly us men. It's mainly men who don't know how to communicate because ones that have in the past communicated have been used against us. And Funky, how's your wife doing? So that's awesome. That's awesome. That is awesome. So I want to open up the panel, see if anybody wants to come up and talk about this, because I like different opinions. I want other opinions. I want other opinions. Other opinions on relationships. I want other people's input. Leanie, how you doing? According to Leanie, welcome in. Let me put that up there. Pin message. So do we think, my opinion is there an issue? Do we consider men who open up and are in touch with their emotions as weak men? Are men who are in touch with their emotions weak? That's my question for this live. Are men who are in touch with their emotions, are they weak? And if it's a yes, tell me why. Okay. Okay. Yep. Yep. That's tough. That's hard when you're getting hit with everything at once, Brady. When your husband just hits you everything at once. This, that, this, that, this, that, the other thing. Yes. I would rather somebody say how they feel as they are feeling it instead of waiting until they've gotten way too overboard. That has been my biggest question with people. That has been my biggest question with people is, Are men weak because they're in touch with their emotions? And every single one of you have said no. Okay. Well, that answers that question. So then why is it, and this is, I'm still trying to figure this out. Then why is it, okay, that us men and women, because we both do it. We both do it. I'm not saying we all do it, but both of us both do it. So if either men or female come to you with their emotions and what they're going through, why do we use it as weapons against them? Why do we do that? I don't know what pride is, Funky Jastunky. I don't know what pride is. I ain't never had pride. Megan. Okay, I can see that. I can see that, Angels. Because we get hurt and want to hurt others as much as they hurt us, I'm guessing. Okay. Megan, we're doing all right. Just talking about mental health and relationships. So, another question is, what do you choose when it comes to a relationship? A man who's in touch with his emotions, or somebody who's hard, like, tough, that bottle up their emotions, but you don't know that? Do you prefer a confident man or a cocky man? Because I've seen a lot of women choose cocky men who are cocky. I don't know. I'm trying to understand, because cocky men aren't in touch with their emotions. They're way too conceited, in my opinion. I think somebody who's cocky is way too conceited, thinks they're better than everybody else, and they're not. And then you got a confident man who knows that there are people out there that are better than he is, but he's still confident in himself. He's in touch with himself. Okay. I know what you meant, Brady. Yes, I think men who are cocky are hiding something. I really do. Men who are cocky are hiding something. But men who are confident, I think, are in touch with their emotions. They're connected with themselves. I think men who are confident are there. What's up, Dumpling? How you doing, Juicer? Yeah, I think somebody who's cocky is overcompensating for something. April Tobin, GG, welcome in. You guys are running behind schedule. A man who's in touch with his emotions is better, and it's healthier, Cindy Rose. A man who's in touch with his emotions is healthier for a relationship. So I'd rather be with somebody that's in touch with their emotions than somebody who's an emotional wreck. So oh, that sucks, NorCal. That sucks. It's making you log in from YouTube. It's asking you're on YouTube. Is it making you enter your password? Because it doesn't do that to me. That sucks. Well, the panel is open for anybody to come up. I posted it in, I tagged the link up top in chat. So if you want to come up, you're more than welcome. So Gigi, my question for you is since you're coming in late, do you think it's healthy for men to be in touch with their emotions or just bottle it up and explode later on? And would you rather be with a man that's confident or cocky? These are just different questions I've been asking people in chat. Debo, welcome in, Debo. I hope you're doing well, Debo. The various expectations from society are the subjective to the individuals themselves and the people around them. It's a crazy balance we expect. Okay. It's a crazy balance we expect men to have. I respect that, Gigi. I need him to be in touch with his emotions. Okay. There is a big difference. There is a big difference between cocky and confident. There is a very big difference. Since nobody wants to come up, that's understandable. All right. I tried to bring up guests on panel. Okay, Megan. So Gigi says my old man is an asshole in general, but he does have to be able to accept when I say, how are you doing? How you had to say, I know, read what it says, keeps chatting, keeps moving. Except when I say, I know you're going too far. Okay. All right, let me check my account. Give me just a second. Okay. My account settings. No. Settings. I don't know how to change it. I haven't changed anything. So I don't know what's going on. I haven't changed anything. I think it's StreamYard who did it. I think it's StreamYard who did it. As a woman, I cannot engage with him when he's looking to explode. I tried to get him to chill and let's talk about what's gripping his asshole, not to fight about it. Oh, there we go. Jim.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Give me a second to get my YouTube muted. Okay, here we go. Hey, how you doing?
All right, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good. This is a great topic, Eddie. You always have some really good stuff, but this is something that, I mean, it's one of the things I like about what you do is, especially within the community that we are part of here in YouTube, men are the minority. So it's good to sometimes hear people discuss stuff that maybe people's partners wouldn't even know that their partner is not revealing to them. If you know what I mean, like, where you're actually a spouse of somebody who the answer is, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, how's everything? Fine. And,
yep.
Realize that, it is a challenge. And I think mental health obviously is an issue for any gender. Doesn't matter which of the many you want to look at or whatever. But, when it comes to this, I think it hits home just because we're two men here talking. And it is a challenge, like I said in chat before, I've been with my now wife since we met in 1999. And, we've been married. We're going on, next year will be our 20th anniversary. And we have two kids, 11 and 15. My wife is extremely busy. And one of the things I think is kind of neat, and this is why I kind of want to jump on panel, is that a week or so ago, we took our kids and we dropped them off for a camp for the week. And it was like a 2.5 hour drive to get to the camp. So we figured that we would just sort of go ahead and do our own thing for the week as a couple. We haven't been alone together in 15 years.
Wow.
And when we started to really sit there and think about it, and it was really cathartic. It was a real experience, because we talked about this while we were there. We're like, oh my gosh, like, we're uncomfortable. And I think what happens a lot of times too is that what we did is that we went to a place where there was no crazy. It was a very chill little river town. And I think a lot of times what people do as a defense mechanism is, and I'll speak for myself, is that I just fill myself with busy stuff. My mind's always working on doing something. And I think part of it, and this is what my wife and I realized, is that part of it is because once you stop moving so fast and you have time to be present, you start to realize a whole bunch of shit, and not all of it's awesome.
Yep.
And it's something else that I disclosed in chat, and it's okay, is what it is the whole, look what you did. So my wife's family, my father-in-law was from Spain, my mother-in-law is from Argentina, and they immigrated to this country, and they had very, very rough childhoods, extremely, nothing compared to mine. And one of the things I think was a result of that is this sort of defense mechanism of, you push yourself away, or you put up a shield to protect yourself from someone else's negative jabs about your personality. And that's what I learned as I went through these years of navigating my in-laws, is that's how they live. I said to my mother-in-law once, I'm like, wow, you should get a new knife because you cook. And, you've got these knives, and I tried to sharpen them and kind of beat. And she lashed back, blaming her kids for not buying her one 15 years ago. And that makes people feel, just like you said, hey, the topic of this conversation, it makes people feel guarded in what they say, because if you say something, you have to be prepared to hear it 5 years later as some sort of an argument against what you did or didn't do right. And it's toxic. It's terrible. My family doesn't work that way. And so it's such a juxtaposition. When my family gets together, it's good times all the time. We've rarely had any arguments, because that's not why we're together. And do I love every part of all my family members? No. Her family, they were that way, where they are that way, where it's the constant badgering and holding something over your back. And yes, that ends up making you not want to tell them something, because you're like, 2 years from now, you're going to throw it back in my face that I told you that I was depressed, or, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And it's a shame. And I think it's not even, it's a gender neutral thing, because I think men and women do it just the same, but we're speaking from a male's perspective here. And it is true, because first of all, I think we are taught to not be that communicative in the first place as men. We're supposed to grunt, get our arm sleeve of tattoos, and pretend we're badasses and do whatever. And so we bottle this stuff up, and then it comes out in so many different ways. It comes out in anger, it comes out in substance abuse, it comes out in challenges with your children and that type of stuff. And it is very difficult. Yeah.
That is so true, Jim. That is so true.
Yeah, April, I saw a comment you put here, and I won't read it because you posted it so people can read it, but that sucks, because that we're supposed to trust our partners, right? We're supposed to know that they're our biggest confidant. You know what I mean? All the vows that I said at my wedding, sicker and poor, whatever shit. You know what I mean? But the reality is that it gets tough, and then you start to bottle it up, and then you have this disconnect. And like what my wife and I just realized, because we had a week alone together, just the two of us, which was, like I said, was pretty interesting. And then we had a night just recently where we dropped my daughter off for a camp. And we were commenting on how we were so much more relaxed and enjoyed our company so much more for this past one night overnight getaway, because of the time that we had together. And I think as adults, we get into parenting, we get into careers, we get into whatever we do, and then we don't allow ourselves any time to realize why we met each other in the first place, what attracted ourselves to each other. It exists. people grow apart, people change. But if you sit down every now and again, and my wife and I, we said, listen, moving on, like at least once a month or every twice a month or whatnot, we're going to do like date nights where it's just her and I. And we're just going to go out and we're going to do something and we're going to work on reconnecting. And it's pretty cool because, you know, my house, I can't get a sentence off without like my kids interrupting me. Because they're very vibrant. But like when my wife and I actually sit down and get to talking and get to being with each other, it's so evident why we were attracted to each other in the first place. And society and the needs and the need to make money and the need to have a car or whatever people may choose to do comes before that. And that's what I think as a people we need to get back to, because you know what? Everyone else is impacted by it. Your kids are impacted by it. Your family's impacted by it. Your job's impacted by it. And you know, getting to that place where you have that respect, where you can speak your mind to someone. And it's not easy.
Thank you for the donation, Devo. He said, just a little donation. I challenge others to match me or beat me. So, Jim, you know, I love your input because the thing is you have a lot of knowledge. And I knew this subject would be very interesting for you to come up on panel and talk about. You know, and I was surprised you even came in because usually you come into my Who's Awake.
I'm never, my kids are away. So right now I'd be driving to soccer practice and stuff.
Yes. So usually you don't come in at this time. So when I saw you come in, I'm like, maybe he'll come up on panel. And I'm sorry what you go through, April T. I wish you didn't have to. She goes through mental abuse with her significant other.
Now, abuse is abuse, mental, physical. I mean, of course, there's a difference, but I feel the same for people who go through mental abuse, sometimes worse, because it is, like you said, you're walking on eggshells, and it is very difficult, especially like Angels just said here. Can he get help, or does he want help? And that's the biggest hurdle right there, for people to understand that they need help. And that also comes back to sort of that macho thing. No, I can handle it myself. I'm a big tough man, and further takes them down that dark hole.
So, you know, everything you just said is on point. You know,
Yeah, it's a very interesting subject. I mean, my ex is very different, like from how he was raised, just culturally. He was raised to not express his emotions, not to ask for help, not to cry. You know, his mother was very hard on, you know, he has 8 brothers and 1 sister. And so that's how she raised them. And like, to me, that was so weird, you know, and I was trying to tell him, like, you can tell me things. Like, I don't judge. I don't get mad over, you know, things like that. He had a safe, no, leave the microphone alone. Okay. He had a safe place at my, you know, my house. We had a really hard time opening up. So some people, it's just ingrained in them too.
Yeah, it is. You know, I think also what happens too, if somebody doesn't have a certain disorder, right? So let's say you have a person that's suffering from depression, and then you have another person that's not.
yep.
They're not going to get it. And so you're going to hear, what's the big deal? Just get over it. And all this type of stuff. And it's not complimentary at all. It's not supportive. And so basically what you say is, well, the next time I feel depressed or whatever it is, I'm not going to say shit. And I'm just going to go ahead and slink away to my corner or go do something else. And the sad thing about that too is I don't blame either party for that, because at one point, like, you know, I mean, you may have a partner that says, yeah, I know you're depressed, but god damn, can I not hear this shit? You know what I mean? Because they're not built that way, and you're trying to express your emotions, and to them you're just bitching. And it's like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm sorry. This is the way I feel, and so then people further retreat, and
Mhm.
it's really sad. I think so many divorces and the divorce rate is impacted by this. Like, I know when my parents were young, they did this thing. I don't even know it exists anymore. It's called marriage. What the hell is it? Marriage encounter or something like that. Um, and like they would go away to a retreat in the mountains at a hotel with like a whole bunch of other couples, and it would be about basically strengthening your marriage. Uh, Marriage encounter, I think it was. I don't know, but that stuff doesn't exist anymore because who has time for that? You know, I gotta leave for a business trip tomorrow. Okay, we gotta take the kids here. Yeah, the braces have to get taken off. Hey, I gotta go put brakes in the car. Do you know that the refrigerator needs to be replaced? All this stuff takes place of us being present. And if you're not present, then you're going to get caught up in this stuff. And then once you finally look back on it, and I have a lot of friends now, I'm at a stage in my life where uh, a lot of people I know have been through their first marriage. And they're now divorced, and the whole gamut. I've got friends that have been married with no kids, friends with married multiple kids. I had a friend that got married, and then she divorced her husband, and she got married to her future wife, and then they got divorced and all this different stuff. And I think, unfortunately, we're so with our head in the sand or whatever it is, trying to make sure that people, we make our nut, we make our egg, worry about the money and whatnot, and we really have lost track of community and people caring for one another, and then the other things come after that.
Yep, I agree. We've lost touch
Sorry,
with
Grant.
community. Jeez, Louise, Megan.
Hey, it's my mom. I'll be right back.
All right. That was loud. Woke me up.
I have an earbud in.
Woke me up. But yes, thank you for coming up, Jim. I appreciate it. I like this discussion, and I think whenever you're free, let me know. When you have time to come up and conversate, and we can pick a subject and talk about it, especially if there's something that's dear to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I always try to, like I said, the time difference just of when you go on. You go on when I'm like in the middle of dinner, and then the late nights are usually, because it's late night even for me here in California. It's like 11:30, 12 o'clock or whatnot. So usually I can hop in there for a little bit, but I've been keeping an eye on your channel. I really like what you're doing, and I think it's genuine. I think it's important.
And I appreciate that statement. It's slowly growing, but it's slowly. But eventually I'll get to where I want to be.
Well, you're doing it in a very genuine, holistic way, and that I respect, because it would be easy to get clicks. It's not hard. We've seen it on many different areas of this platform, but doing what you do and the consistency, I think, is what draws people to you. And I think it is something that, like I said, your topics are very relevant.
Yep. So, all right, everybody. I am. I've made it to an hour, and usually that's how long I like to go live, is an hour. I got to get my sleep back in order, and that's going to be a minute, because I got to be live later on tonight. So, yeah.
Well, thank you for having me up, Eddie. I'll see you later, hopefully.
Miss Ann Horn, NorCal Jim?
No.
TCCT Dumpling, right?
Yes, she was live last night. I hopped in for a second, and then I had to bounce out and get a chance to say hello.
Okay, so you didn't see everything that was going on in the chat.
No.
Okay. It was a tough day, I will tell you that.
Oh,
It
really?
was a tough live. I was crying. Trust me.
Oh, gosh.
It was a tough live.
Okay. Well, if I have it in me, I maybe go look at the replay.
Yeah. But it's helping somebody in the community. So
Okay.
what's going to happen is depending on if certain things fall through, if they don't fall through, we're going to be live streaming across multiple platforms, and for this individual. So let's see what happens.
Okay. Well, yeah, wish the best for whatever they're going through.
Yes. And just remember,
right,
raising children is the toughest part of life.
Yeah, it sure is. Thank you for having me up. I'm going to let you close it out here, and I'll catch you later. Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Thank you. So Juicer, she is okay. I talked to her today. She's doing all right. I talked to her today. I will get that. I think TCCT Dumpling has it on her. She has it. I don't have it. She has it. So, all right, everybody. I want to thank you guys for being here. You guys are an amazing group of people. If you're not a member and you would like to be a member, when you join my team, you get a code for 20% off merchandise, the merch store, because I have a merch store. So if you would like to become a member, once you become a member, you go to the community posts, members only, to the membership side of the community, and you'll see a discount code for 20% off merchandise. If not, yeah, I could do that. Let me go. Give me just a second. Live chat replay. Let's see. All right, I deleted the live chat replay. Yeah, I don't have it. Thank you, Cindy Rose. Debo, if you're still here, Cindy Rose just beat you. She just beat you. So, but yeah, I want to thank everybody for being here. You guys are an amazing group of people. That's awesome, Cindy. And you could have kept, you didn't have to give me any. You could have kept it. You could have saved it. But thank you. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you. And again, thank you. All right, you guys. I will see you guys later. Tomorrow night, same time. I don't know the topic. I'll probably do Who's Awake at 2:30. We will see. Be on the lookout. All Things Serious is out, my friends.
Let's talk about the mind for a minute. The kind of battles fought, you don't just win it. It's a war zone inside, no camouflage. Every thought's a grenade, sitting ready to barrage. Growing up, they said man up, but never speak up. So I bottled it all, like a shaking soda cup. Pressure building inside, I could feel it crack. But the world outside only sees the mask, not the fact. Depression knocking at the door, anxiety's my guest. They invited themselves in, now I'm under duress. But mental health ain't a weakness, it's the strength to own. Every scar, every tear, every struggle we've honed. It's okay not to be okay. Don't let anyone take your light away. In the darkness, you'll find your voice. Speak your truth, make your choice. It's okay not to be okay. Don't let anyone take your light away. In the darkness, you'll find your voice. Speak your truth, make your choice. Seamless like a shadow, it follows you around. But I'm breaking the silence, gonna tear it down. Got therapy sessions, journaling pages, finding peace in the chaos, flipping life stages. Self-love's a journey, not a destination. Gotta navigate the pitfalls, find your elevation. No shame asking for help, we all need a hand. Together we rise like a hip-hop band. So let's rewrite the narrative, redefine the game. Mental health ain't just a buzzword, it's our flame. Illuminate the darkness, spark the conversation. All things serious and mental health, a powerful combination. It's okay not to be okay. Don't let anyone take your light away. In the darkness, you'll find your voice. Speak your truth, make your choice. It's okay not to be okay. Don't let anyone...
Oh, yes, I forgot to tell you guys that are still in chat. Tomorrow, if one of my mods can drop it, tomorrow, I'm going to be a guest on another panel at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unique prepping at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For those of you who are still here, I will be a guest on another channel. Yes. So be on the lookout for that. And again, I will thank you for reminding me, Nicole. Thank you. And on that note, I will catch you guys later, my friends. All Things Serious is out.